Hello everyone, good day. On this particular video, I am going to share to you another programming problem, and it is gonna be still a single dimensional array. Okay, I think this might be the second to the last example of single dimensional array, and then I'll be shifting to multi-dimensional array, and after that we'll be discussing pointers. Okay, the last topic of this C programming tutorials. All right, so prior to my discussion, please click subscribe. Okay, and do some sharing of this channel and video to your classmates, to your friends, relatives, and neighbors, right? Especially to those who are, dreaming of becoming a programmer someday. As I always said, the best way to start learning programming is to start C programming language. Okay, so I am hoping that you are, following my videos from day one or topic number one up to now. Okay, and our way of discussing is to give examples, all right, and then along the way we'll try to simulate it manually, discuss the behavior of C programming sentence or statements, and then after that we'll try to shift and do something with the online compiler and run, execute, and let's see if it works as in the manual simulation. That's how we discuss. And in between the lines, I also give my personal experience and expertise in this particular tutorials. Okay, so that's it. And today I am going to give you another programming problem. Um, on my previous video, it was still a single dimensional array, and we tend to insert um, element in an array. If, for example, the elements are four values, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if we are going to insert 0 on the first position or in between or at the last, that's inserting element in an array. And that's what I did discuss on my previous video. Today, it is somewhat similar, but then instead of inserting, we'll try to search. Okay, if the array or the elements of array is composed of 10 values, and then for those 10 values we'll try to search a certain amount. For example, if we are searching for 2, then our program will look at it and share and reveal the position where is this 2 located. All right, so that's our focus for the discussion today. And I am going to share my online notepad. All right, actually I have here a program. I did this a while ago, and I hope my internet speed is okay. All right. Here, we'll try to design a program to search for an element in an array. All right, and similar to the previous video. Okay, I did have this one max size, which stands for maximum size, and I declared it as a constant 100. So meaning at any part of the program, if I'll be using max size, I am good as I tend to use 100. Right, that's constant. And I also have only one function. I intentionally have this one function because I want to cut short the discussion. Though the way I look at the program, I can slice it and I can have at least 4 functions. Okay, but then for the sake of cutting short the time that I'm going to consume, I just have this one function, get size. Okay, and this is our main program here, and this is our function get size. Okay, now here we'll try to simulate it manually, right? um this is our first line of our main function. I declared r as an array variable, and having 100 as the maximum size. Okay, I'm sorry. my internet is somewhat slow. And here I have this size. I'll be using this variable size for the size of my array. Okay, and integer I here is for the for loop statement. To search variable, it's still an integer. This is for a value that we're going to search within an array. And found is actually a variable. This will serve as a flagship variable. If our search value is within the bound of the elements of an array, then we'll try to initialize found by 1. If it's not within, meaning not found, then we'll try to initialize found by 0. That's it. That's the purpose of this variable. Okay, so here the variable size is now trying to use getSize function. Okay, and whatever is the result of the getSize function, that will be returned to size. Right, are you following? So please follow my screen. So then the C compiler will try to look at getSize function. So this is now our getSize function, and this will be executed. And we are trying to what? Our getSize function initialize a local variable size into an integer variable, and this printf statement will be executed and display this one, enter size of array, and scanf will ask for a value. Assuming the value is, we'll try to, for I want to cut short the time of discussion, so we'll try to say 3. So will be our elements of array will be limited up to 3 values only, and this 3 will be what? Saved or stored at size variable, right? So size now has 3, and the return size means what? Try to pass or return the value 3 to the one calling, and the one calling is what? The size. So size now has 3 value. Okay, so are you following? And then our C compiler will move down, and as it moves down, it will execute this line, enter elements in array. This time our program will ask for the elements of array, all right, the content of array, and to ask for those contents, will be using this program or lines. We have this for loop, okay, and our for loop make use of I, right, and it's being initialized to 0, okay, and as part of the function of loop statement is to check for this condition, and if this condition is true, our program will execute the loop body. If this condition is false, our program will not execute and proceed to the next line. That's it, no? And every time it loops, this I++ will function. So the value of I will increase by 1 as it loops, right? So is your I, which is 0, less than size? Our size is 3. So the condition is true. Now since the condition is true, perform the loop body. So our loop body is now asking for what? A value. Now assuming we entered 3. When we press enter K, this 3 will be stored to ERR. This is an array variable, right? Index, whatever is the value of I. Okay? Our I is 0. So meaning this array variable index 0 R will contain 3, right? And because of this curly bracket, our program will goes up, and as it goes up, okay, it increases the value of I. So our I from 0, it is now 1, I++, and then it checks again the condition. Is your I, which is 1, less than the size, which is 3? The condition again is still true, and since true, perform the loop body. This is our loop body. If the condition is true, perform the loop body. If the condition is false, do not perform the loop body. The loop body says ask for anything and store it to our index I. Our I is 1, right? So if, for example, we store 5, for example, this 5 will be stored to R index 1. Okay? And now the curly brackets here demands us or the compiler to go back. And when it loops back, right, I++ will come in. So I++ means increase the value of I by 1. So it was 1 before and now it's 2. It will check again the condition. Is our I, which is 2, lesser than 3? Still true. Now since true, perform the loop body. The loop body says what? Ask for a value and store it to R index I. So meaning if, for example, we entered 7 or 8, for example, so that 8 will be stored at R index I, which is 2, right? And it loops again. Okay? As it goes back, how much is our I? I now is 3. And check the condition again. Is 3 less than 3? This time the condition is false. So since the condition is false, do not perform the loop body. But instead, we have to exit and look for the next line. The next line says what? Okay? So enter element to search. We are now, our program now is asking for a value to be searched within the bound of the contents of R as an array variable. So assuming we are looking for 5, right? We are looking for 5. And when we press enter K, this 5 will be stored to what variable? To search. So to search now has a value of 5 here. Okay? So that's it. And we are trying to initialize found by sir. This is actually a flag variable, flagship variable. Okay? So good as we are trying to assume that nothing is found. Okay? And we'll try to search. We'll try to search here to look for 5. Okay? To look for 5 array variable. This is the program. Okay? And to add elements in an array, this is actually the program. Okay? So here, we are again initializing I by 0. Take note, we are now searching for 5. Okay? We are now searching for this 5. Okay. Now, we are now initializing I by 0, and part of the function of for loop is to ask for a condition. Is your I, which is 0, less than the size? How much is our size? 3. The condition is true. Now, since the condition is true, our program will execute this loop body. And after execution, it goes back because of this curly bracket. It loops. And as it loops, it will increase the value of I by 1 because of I++. Okay, so that's it. Now here, the loop body says what? Is your Ri or is your R index I equal to this variable to search? Now take note that to search has a value of 5. So we're now starting to look for the value of 5. What position? And is it within the bound of R? Okay. Now take note that R is our array variable. And R now contains 3 values, right? And we are looking for 5 among these 3. Here. So it is now asking for is R index I. How much is our I? Our I is 0. Okay? Is R index I equal to search? To search contains 5. Are you following? Now here, look at this. Good as we're saying is R0. How much is our R0? R0 is what? 3. Okay? Good as saying is 3 equal to 5. The condition is false. Alright? Now since the condition is false, what's next? Do not perform this one, right? Because we can only perform this if this condition is true. Now, since it is false, do not perform and exit. When we exit, it's a curly bracket, and this curly bracket is what will demand C compiler to go back and check again. So as it goes back, right? I plus plus. So I becomes 1, and it will check, is your I, which is 1, lesser than 3? Still true. Now since true, what's next? Perform this one again. So is ERR 0 anon index I? Our I now is 1 equal to 5. Good as saying what is, okay, please follow, look at the screen. Is ERR index 1, alright, this one 5. So is ERR index 1 that contains 5 equal to 5? This time the condition is true. Now since the condition is true, perform this one. Are you following? So we are now initializing found by 1. Look at this. Found is what? It's a flagship variable. Okay. Found before was being initialized by 0, and now we tend to initialize it by 1. Why? Because this condition is true, meaning the one that we are looking for is there. Are you following? Okay. So after initializing found by 1, here comes break. Break means what? Exit from this whole loop statement or for loop. So as our program exits, okay, as our program exits, we have another conditions, right? And this condition says what? It is now checking if what is found, right? Is found. Our found is how much? Okay, 1. All right, is found, which is 1, equal to 1. Are you following? So meaning this condition is true. Now since this condition is true, perform this one. If this condition is false, do not perform this one, exit and look for another. Instead, you have to perform it. So this is for true value and this is for false value. Okay. So here, since the condition is true, okay, since the condition is true, perform. So our program will print what? %d. This %d refers to the value of to search. Right? Our to search variable contains 5. 5 is found at position %d. Now this %d refers to I plus 1. Now why we need to add 1 from I? Because I is our index. Alright? And we are trying to determine the right position of a particular value. In this particular example, we are looking for 5. Right? And look at this. Our 5 is located at position number 1. Right? But index 1. Ano, not position number 1. Our 5 is located at position number 2, index I, index 1. So if our I is 1, to get the proper position of 5, we need to add plus 1. Right? Because in array variable, index must start with 0, though we can change the indexing. But by default, it will start from 0. So the reason why we add plus 1 in here. Okay? So here, I plus 1. Our I is how much? We'll go back. Okay, in here. Our I is, the last value of I is 1. Okay? So 1 plus 1 is 2, which is actually correct because our 5 is located at position number 2. Right? So after executing this one, our program will exit and meet return 0. Return 0 means that's the end of the program. It will exit. So this is now the screen output. Okay? So that's it. If not found, meaning if the value that we are looking is not within the bound of our array values, then this will be executed. All right? Person D is not found in the array. Okay? So I hope I was able to explain the program manually. If you have some questions, try to review this video, right? Review, rewind, review, right? And do the same. You have your own compiler, run it out, okay? And be a scientist. As you try to expose yourselves to actual programming, you'll be learning a lot. Tell you. Okay? So that's it. Now we'll try to execute this program, the same program. We'll try to use our online compiler. Okay. Here I'll just try to. I'm sorry. Okay. We need to copy this one here. Okay. We'll try to. I'm sorry. Control C, and we'll try to paste in here, but then we'll try to delete our simulation because this is not part of the program. Okay, because if we will execute, I'm sorry, if we will execute this, of course our program will not run. Yeah, correct. Percent D. I supposed to copy and paste this one prior to my discussion, but I'm sorry, I forgot. So here, because as much as possible, I want to save time, right? Because you viewers, you are actually spending money for your data, right? For your load. I'm sorry. Okay, I think this is it. We'll try to run this program. Okay, let's see if it works. Now our program is asking for the size of an array. You can remember our size is 3, right? And it is now asking for the elements in array. So we'll go back to our notepad. What are those values? I forgot. We have 3, 5, and 8. Okay. So we have 3, 5, and 8. 3, 5, and 8. Alright. When we press enter K, enter element to search. Our values to be searched is 5. Press enter K. 5 is found at position 2. We'll try to go back to our notepad. I'm sorry, my internet is quite slow. This is it. All right, 5 is found. Okay, 5 is found at position number 2. All right, now we'll try to do some changes in here. We'll try to edit because I wanted to have this 3 at here. Okay, so we'll go back to the program. Here we need to issue \n because \n means what? Next line, right? What else? Okay, that's it. I think this is okay now. So we'll try to run the program again. The same size 3. Then what is that? 3, 5, 8. All the values are now right. And if we'll be searching 5 is found at position number 2. The same example. It's still 3. It's still 3, 5, 8 as our elements of array, and we'll try to search 8. 8 is found at position 3. Alright. So same example again. Are you following? Still 3. The same elements, right? And this time we'll try to search 3. 3 is found at position number 2, right? That's why we need to add 1. I plus 1, why? For the proper position, because 3 is located at ERR index 0. And we are using the value of I as our index. So this time it's 0. Plus 1, that's 1. Right? That's that's the logic of position. Now we'll try to search the same, but then 3, 5, 8, and we'll try to look for a value 9. 9 is not found in the array. So we'll go back to Notepad. Since the condition is false, what is that? Where is that? Right, this one. It is not found in the array. Right. So I think that's it. We can even make use of right, for example 10, right? We'll be inputting 10 values: 4, 3, 5, 6, 5, 7, 8, right? 2, 3, 9, and now it's now asking for a value to search. Say for example 7. So as we press enter K, 7 is found at position number 6, which is actually true, right? 1, 2, right? 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 is located at position number 6. Okay? So it's an array, a single dimensional array that will try to search for an item within an array and try to reveal the right position of that particular value. Okay? So I hope I was able to explain the program. Okay, I'm trying to go back to my homepage at least, right? You can remember my YouTube channel, and I hope I was able to share my know-how in C programming, and I hope I was able to explain the behavior of if you are going to search for something in an array, you'll be using loop statements, right? And if you're going to ask for elements to be placed in an array, again another loop statement. That's it. Okay. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did clicking the subscribe button, and God bless you. All right. God is always good. Bye for now.